Hey besties, wagwan, welcome back. We're bringing different styles of cake to you this year. They also fit perfect in these cake pans so that I can ship them. That's awesome, right? Hi everyone, welcome back to How We Roast Cook. It's baking season once more, and today I'm bringing you a different shape of cake for your Christmas season. So if that's something that you're interested in, please email me at louismarialee@gmail.com. I'll leave it in the comment section and also in the description box. Alright, so I'm just gonna give you, I do have Christmas video cakes from last year that you can go back and watch, but I'm just gonna give you a quick run through of everything that I add in my Christmas cake, black cake, fruit cake, whatever you call it. Alright, so welcome, thank you for stopping by. Right here I'm starting off with my butter, and your butter must be left out at room temperature. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and cream the butter and the sugar, and I'm using brown sugar. If you have extra dark brown sugar, that's better. And I'm doing a half-pound mixture. Alright, so if you want a larger batch, you can double up on your ingredients. See, the butter is nice and soft, and a good butter is very essential when you're baking your Christmas cake. Alright, another essential step is to make sure that you have everything prepped in front of you before you start baking a cake. That way you don't miss any ingredients, especially if you're a beginner baker. So I'm starting off by mixing the butter, and then I gradually add in my brown sugar. Once all my sugar is in, I'm gonna leave it on medium speed until it's light and fluffy. So every now and then you want to go ahead and scrape the sides of your mixing bowl just to ensure that everything is being mixed out. As you can see, some of the butter is tucked to the side and it's not mixing with the sugar, so it's very essential for you to do that. So I just keep this spatula one side in a bowl so that I have access to it at all times. Now moving on to my eggs. Don't worry, I'm just getting rid of the eyes, or as you call it, mucus. That's a must for me when I'm baking. And then I'm going to add some grated zest in there. I do have a little orange and a little lime zest, a little of both to add in there. Either one is totally fine as well. Once that is finished, I'm going in with my spices in my flour. In this bowl I have my salt, baking powder, mixed spice, nutmeg and cinnamon powder. I use my whisk to combine, and then I'm going to sift to remove any lumps. Now I'm adding some vanilla to the fruits. Here I have 2 cups of fruits. I'm adding some almond essence and some rose water. So once all of that is ready, I'm going to set them aside, and then I'm going to go ahead and add my eggs. My butter and sugar is now nicely creamed. Let me show you. It's nice and fluffy, exactly the way it should be. And we're gonna go ahead and gradually add the eggs. Alright, so now I'm gradually adding the eggs until everything is mixed in. My oven is also preheated, and I'm going to add my hot water in the bottom of it. This will keep your cake nice and moist. So now that my butter, egg and sugar is mixed in, so now we're gonna need our wooden spoon. Alright, so now that we have transferred our egg and butter and sugar mixture in this bowl so that you can see clearly, I am going to go ahead and add in the fruits with the vanilla and everything. And even though we're doing a half-pound mixture, the fruit is totally up to you, because some people like it very pudding-like, some like it cakey. It all depends. Alright, so don't be stingy with the fruits. Just gonna mix that in. The last thing I normally add is the browning. All brownings are not the same. Some will make your cake very bitter, So I stick to one brand whenever I can find it. If not, I just use a caramel that has a dark color, so I don't use a lot. Alright, so I'm mixing the fruits. I'm going to add in the flour. So when I'm folding in the flour, I do it gradually. Whenever I'm baking cake for people, I don't do any video because I don't want to have to be talking over the cake when I'm baking it. But this cake is just for demonstration purpose, just to show you the different style that I'll be giving this year. And so that my niece can get some cake before she go back home. Here I have my browning. For this step, you don't really have to add a lot because most of the alcohol content, not all depending on the temperature that you bake the cake at, some of the alcohol content will evaporate. So you don't have to stress about adding too much at this point. You can pour some on it afterwards. Smells so good. Alright, this looks nice, and you can't judge the color from this because when it bakes, that's when it gets dark, so you can't really judge it from all of this. Alright, perfect. This is what I've always used to grease my pan. It's made with butter and flour, baking spray with flour. Because of this pan now, I'm gonna have to grease it properly because it's full of a lot of creases. Otherwise my cake won't come out good. It won't come out properly when it's time. So I'm gonna have to make sure that I grease every crevice and corner. Right. When it's baked. Alright, so I do have another cake that I'll be showing to you in a separate video, so stay tuned for that as well, and we'll come back later to show you the result of this cake. Alright, the cake is out. It's looking beautiful. I'm gonna allow it to cool down before we can turn it over. I'm also gonna pour some rum right here and some wine. So I'm gonna just spray little. So I'm just pouring little by little on these areas, on the flat areas. And start to soak it up. real fast. Here on a more 25.
I was just thinking the same thing.
The rum and the wine acts as a preservative, and it also give it that authentic rum cake taste. Smells so good. Alright, just gonna leave it to cool down overnight. Tomorrow I'll flip it. So I change the plate.
Oh.
And there it is. What? You likey?
Wow.
Not even center.
Our best if we cut the cake properly for Christmas.
Yeah, each slice.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. So we can have it now.
No.
Why?
Time to get decorated.
What kind of decoration?
Decorated on my belly.
See the cake then. Sorry, look. Can I get one slice now?
You can't get no cake yet. Everybody wants to know if the cake can be eaten, but not right now. I think this is awesome. It's beautiful for your Christmas table. Let me know what you think. As my daughter said in the background, it's easier to slice. You know, each person can get a slice without having to cut too big of a slice. You know, it's perfect and it's also beautiful. So you can go ahead and switch it up this year and purchase one of these nicely shaped pan, and as you can see, it fits in those shipping container perfectly. So now we're just going to go ahead and cut it to show you the texture, how dense the cake is, how moist it is. It's not puddingy, it's not too cakey, it's right there in between. It is definitely perfect.
Oh, you did!
Tastes good, man.
I would love that.
DK said she wanted to do a reaction of the cake, so she wanted to taste it on camera. She got shy and gave us a very fake reaction, but the cake is so moist it melts in your mouth at every bite.
Thank you. I thought you were just gonna give me the whole thing. This is good.
My neighbor and I are working on some new stickers from the one that we used last year. As always, I have to give a shout out to my neighbor Jasmine from Craft Shack Creation for making these stickers for me. She was the one that made them last year as well. So if you're in the business of selling cake and would like some stickers, you can contact me, or you can contact Jasmine at Craft Shack Creation. She's on Instagram and Facebook. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and the contact to order your cake is on the screen and in the comment section or in the description box.